Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris on the east coast of South Africa. So a lot of viewers mentioned to me yesterday that Julius Malema, the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, was speaking in Northwest Province. Of course, one of my old haunts, Northwest Province, where the Tswana live, and Afrikaners. So I was curious, what do you have to say? Well, Juju apparently had lots of things to say about Donald Trump. Listen, I didn't see this covered in News 24 or IOL or any of the other major news outlets. Maybe I missed it, it's a possibility. But it was covered by The Citizen, publication read by far fewer people. So I guess Juju is desperate for attention. His pajama, prison suit wearing little caters, little minions, desperate for any attention they can get from any media outlet that will listen to them. So what does he say? Well, he attacks Donald Trump, saying that Trump is an enemy of Africa. Really, an enemy of Africa. America is an enemy of Africa. What a load of poppycock. You'd still be colonies of Britain and France were it not for America. He calls Trump illiterate. The man is a graduate of the Wharton Business School, the most prestigious business school on the frickin' planet. Graduate of a military academy. Stupid, stupid people. Malema, what does he have to show other than grift for his time in Parliament? Where's that school, Juju, that the EFF promised to build? Still waiting. It's been, what, 6-7 years? What about the mayorship that you won in 2021 in the Free State, but you're too cowardly to take up and force the woman who was elected mayor to step down because you didn't want the EFF to actually rule anywhere, to expose just how inept you are? So Julius Malema is desperately seeking attention. He's trying to get it from Donald Trump to prove his legitimacy because his party is a declining party into single digits now. These aren't that many people stupid enough to vote for him and his party in South Africa. So the EFF down to single digits, can't get attention in the major news media unless they say something totally outlandish. Looking for attention. Telling people in Northwest Province to steal land lawfully acquired. Much of it since 1994 under the ANC. And he's telling people to steal land. Looking for attention. Well, sorry, Juju. Despite your threats to the life of Donald Trump, he doesn't have much interest in you or the EFF. That's not really what matters in South Africa, and he realizes that. He's much more interested in talking to the president of South Africa and the ruling coalition to sort things out in the relationship between the U.S. and South Africa. Your screaming about Trump being illiterate is comical, to say the very least. What are your academic qualifications? What books have you written, Julius Malema? Where have you been published? You know, the fact that anybody would actually believe the sewage coming out of his mouth that Trump is illiterate, I mean, give me a freaking break. Wharton graduate. And billionaire. Anyway, the EFF so desperate for attention, so desperate for anything. Then back to this whole thing. The Suez Crisis of 1956, when the Americans and Soviets intervened, and the Americans forced the British and French to leave the canal, to leave the Suez, and then told them, President Eisenhower told the British and French governments, the jig is up. We will not support your colonial empires. We will not be part of it. You must free your colonies in Africa and Asia. So Malema should go to school and do a little studying. Not a friend of Africa. The United States has poured billions upon billions upon billions into Africa. And it's not American companies exploiting the DRC for minerals. It's African companies that are doing that, including South African companies that are exploiting the DRC. So before you run your mouth, Juju, and attack America for being an enemy of Africa because you think it's a populist thing to say, and you think there are enough dumb people in South Africa to believe you're garbage, perhaps you should become a little more literate and learn about the history of Africa and what's really going on here. Wow. Enemy of Africa. Wow. Talk about cognitive dissonance or just plain outright dishonesty. It's one of the two. Either the man's dishonest or he's simply ignorant of what's actually happened in Africa. What a tragedy. What an absolute tragedy. Africa's been given probably close to $1 trillion or more in aid. Where's that money gone? How has it been used? South Africa has gotten $8.1 billion to fight HIV alone from the United States in the past 22 years. An enemy of Africa? That money came from Trump as well. Not just from Bush and from Obama, but also from Trump and the American taxpayer. And you ingrate, you prison suit wearing clown car show fools. Want to tarnish America? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Fools like this have free speech, but members of the ANC want to silence people who point out their hypocrisy, their lies, and their mis and disinformation. What Malema is saying is disinformation. He's a member of the government, not of the ruling coalition, but he sits in parliament. And as a member of government, he's telling people things that are outright lies, distortions, fabrications. That's disinformation. So, member of parliament for the ANC, again, maybe you should look inside your own house of parliament if you're worried about misinformation, disinformation. The misinformation, disinformation are these politicians and the fake media. What say you, South Africa? What say you, world? Cheers from the East Coast. Well, Eastern Cape anyway. Cheers, everybody.